All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bits and Bob's Back Shop. My name is Bernie, and those of you that have been with us for a while, you may have realized that we're not in the Bits and Bob's studio today, nor is this the Bits and Bob's layout. What we're here today, we're here at Bob's house. We're on location, and he's gotten to a point where he got a little bit stuck, and he's looking to make a mountain. And we're going to get him going in the right direction. And let me introduce Bob to you. Come on out here, Bob.
How you doing, everyone?
So, Bob, what is it? I see we got a lot of foam. You're going along the lines with Bits and Bob's Back Shop layout. And so you've got like a coal mine or something. You're gonna okay.
Okay. What we've been doing, or what I've been doing, is watching you build your mountain. I've never done this before. I've only been in ATO modeling for a year now.
Yeah, right around a year.
And Bernie's helped me with the layout. Things might, like the green grass, that's just all experimental. I know that some other things got to be done before usually that goes down, but right now, today, we're going to concentrate on getting this tunnel built.
All right.
And what we're going to try to do on the left-hand side of the tunnel is put like a nice little coal mine in, where we could have right around there, where we could have the side track go in. Okay. I could have one big penny in there or something, and make it look really good.
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If the similarities between the layouts look familiar, it's not a coincidence. Like Bob said, we're working together. I'm helping him out. So if this interests you, stick around. We'll be right back. Bob, we're gonna come in this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start with doing the coal mine. We're gonna go ahead and move this off to the side, safekeeping, and then let's get some of your track out of the way. Wow, stuck down. All right. I'm going to take a curve. How many coal cars you think you're going to be doing?
I think three is probably a nice look.
Three?
Just for the start, yeah.
All right, then what I'm going to do is we're going to bum this curve here, because then that's going to get us where we need to be. Keep our gaps. Keep our gaps going. And like this. So what we're doing here is I'm trying to figure out how much of this mountain we need to cut back. So this is going to be our main foundation, and here's our building, and a nice building here. I'm just going to gently rest this like that. Okay. All right. So this is telling me, Bob, that we're gonna end up cutting it back from here, and then probably around this way. Maybe even more. We could probably curve this in that way, and then we can make the mountain come out more aggressive on that side. What do you think?
That sounds good.
All right. So let's see here. Now this doesn't have to be spot on perfect. We just want to be able to get an idea of where we're going to be at. Make it a rugged terrain here and then have this come back. Alright, that looks like to be a good first level. Actually, coming to think about it, let's move this back further. We're gonna need 9 inches, so let's do 9 more inches, which will get us to about here, because we're gonna probably need more than just enough to load 1 or 2 cars. So we're gonna extend. Bob still needs to get some straight track, but I've added 9 inches from the end of our bumper block here, and that'll put us about here. And let's go ahead and get this first section cut, because we're going to use it as a template for our next level. Alright, be right back.
Sorry.
Alright, so we've got our island looking piece of foam now, and what we're going to do is test the fit to make sure we're in the ballpark. And now I can get this piece of track back in. And then temporarily put our building right there. And now don't forget, Bob, we've got that little cove to where we could put another 9-inch straight before we hit the bumper buffer. And this could go a little further back.
We have a 9-inch straight in the box, Bernie.
Oh, you do? Well, then let's go get it.
Alright, here we go.
Alright. While Bob goes and gets the extra piece of track, let's go ahead. Oh. Alright, well, comedian. I thought the box was someplace else. Let's just make sure all of our dimensions are correct.
Perfect.
I'd say so. That's looking pretty good. Yep, we can glue her down right there. That's looking good. Alright. We're gonna take the next piece now. You know what? I may end up moving you around so you guys can get a better view of what we're working on here. So give me a few moments and we'll get that done. So we've got our siding coming off the main line. This is where our coal hoppers are going to end up being. And then once this kit is built, this is about where it's going to sit. So now we have additional track back here for 2 or 3 more hoppers, so we could have a total string of 4. So we exceeded what Bob wanted. So let me get this moved around. But we're still looking good. So now what we're going to do is take this first piece that we cut, use it as a template for the second piece. And we're going to make it slightly smaller so then we could start stepping this back slightly, alright? And now we're going to start transferring. Make it a little bit smaller. And then that'll start stepping our layer cake back. Alright? I'm going to go ahead and get this section cut out. There you go, Bob. Thanks, Bob. And we'll be back in a few. So we got the second part cut. And now we're just going to see how it fits in. See if we need to take any more off anywhere else. And I can see we need to bring this in a little bit. So, where are we at? I can see on the camera there. let's bring this back. Like, boy, who measured this, Bob?
You did it.
Yeah, I know, I did. So I'm gonna cut this real quick. I'll do it right now. All right. Let's see if that fits any better. Dang it. Still a little bit off here. But that could be an outcropping of rocks. All right. So now, before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and make the backsplash. And for those of you who didn't watch, I believe it was episode 2, or I should say part 2 of working on the railroad. We're going to do a little window so he can access cleaning his track and whatnot. And so we'll go ahead and start with that, because the next level is going to be all the way across the top. We're also got to do the tunnel portholes on either end to get that spaced out. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So what we're doing one final time here is making sure that our passenger cars, which is the longest piece of rolling stock Bob has, is going to fit through the tunnel. It's going to fit through the tunnel without any issues. Send her back. Uh-oh.
Derailment.
Derailment in the tunnel.
Fire that guy.
God, I hate it when that happens.
Fire that man.
Alright. So, what we're going to do now is work on our placement of the actual tunnel porthole. We have one for this side and one for the opposite side. Since I have you all set up here, we're going to show you this one, and I'll just go ahead and do the next one because they're going to be the same. So I'll do the next one off camera. But that's looking, what I'm doing is taking the edge here of the portal and putting it up against the inside of this wall here and sighting it down to make sure that the track is center of the actual porthole opening. Here, let me go this way. There you go. So then I can mark this so I can cut this back and then we can get a good test fit. Hey, thanks, Bob. Alright. Alright, so I made a mark. Got our knife. Boy, that's noisy. Alright. So now, this should give us a good idea. And that's a good thing. And I'll tell you why. Is that we're gonna notch now. We're gonna put a notch in our inner wall here so that this will support our other side of the tunnel. Mark that. That looks, it's gonna look pretty square. Now, for those of you who are new to this, it's really important that the tunnel portal is square to the track. You don't want it on an angle this way or an angle that way, because what that's going to do is, as your cars go through, if it's tweaked, it's going to cause one wall or the other wall to get closer to the car as it goes through, and you have a greater chance of getting a car strike with the tunnel portal. So what I'm going to do now is translate this all the way down. Yeah, that's vertical. Highly scientific here. If it looks good, it is good. By any chance, do you have a hacksaw blade?
Yes, I do.
All right. Boy, the vacuum's going to have a fun time today. All right. Let's get that spaced back around. How we doing on that side, Bob?
Real good.
Alright. Need to go in. Looks like we might need to go in a little bit more. But and this part's critical, because once all this gets glued together and then glued to the top, if you didn't account for something, yeah, you can go back in and try and trim it, but it's much easier when it's all movable, you know. You can take it and cut it. So I think I want to go in. Do I have room to go that way a bit more?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, so now that's looking good. Our gaps between the roadbed and the tunnel portal are even. And we've got the best chance of being able to get the longest cars through without having a portal strike. And now I'm going to go ahead onto the opposite side, get that all squared away so we can move on to the next step. We've got 2 more layers here that we need to take care of, so stay tuned. Let's see if we can't get the backsplash taken care of. Before we can go any further, we really need that to help guide us to where the 3rd level is going to go. So let's get into it. Of course, we're going to use our project foam board. They come in 3 foot by 4 foot, and let's get into it. We're going to take some measurements, cut it up. We're going to put a little window in. So we're going to take a few measurements and then we're going to translate them onto this board. Alright, so we are just at 4 foot, so that's a plus. Now, we're going to go, let's make it 10 inches tall. So I'll make a couple of scribes here at 10 inches. I'm going to use my ruler to make my straight line. Alright. Now before we cut this and get this all wiggly and stuff, let's mark out where this window is gonna end up winding up being. So 1.5 inches, 5.5 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches. So we're going to start with the window cutout first, and we're going to cut all the way through on our top section. We're going to cut all the way through our top and then our sides, but we're only going to go halfway through on our bottom, and that'll be our hinge. So Now what I'm going to do is retract my blade just enough to cut through the first layer and some of the foam. Let's see. Let that get us where we need to be. There we go. Let's go ahead and get the top portion cut. Okay, there we go. So let's set this off to the side. And now let's check our progress. Perfect. Alright, so we've got the back piece in. We're going to go ahead and glue this all in because the hinge is working really well now, even though she's separated from both sides. There we go. Now we've got our little access hole and we're looking good. So we're going to go ahead and grab some lunch, and when we come back we're going to go ahead and do the side sections and then glue all this together, this back part, and make sure we're solid. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. That was an excellent lunch. Thank you very much, Bob.
You're welcome.
What was the name of the pizza place?
Rocco's in Naperville, Illinois.
Rocco's in Naperville, Illinois. Big old shout out to them. You make a good pie. Alright, so what we have left to do, and I'm gonna do it on this side so you guys can see it. I'll do the other side off camera. Is now we're gonna do our side profile board, and we're gonna bring it up, I'm figuring, right to the edge of the tunnel, and that's giving me, using this old ruler, like 15 3/4 of an inch. Alright. Half. Alright. If it's on the marker, we can't lose it, can we, Bob?
No.
There we go. Oh, I'm sure I'd find a way. Alright.
Don't count me out.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah. No. You know what? We'll put this side out. This side's got a couple of marks from the sticky, so we'll put that so nobody can seize it. Come on, get on in there, boy. That is tight. There we go. Alright, so now we've got the back portion, the side portion. I'm going to go ahead and measure the other side and get that installed, and then we could start on the third layer. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, Bob's going to go ahead and hot glue the backsplash boards to the foam main board and to itself here in the corners. Alright, you're doing good. I'll hold your corner there.
Oh, there it goes.
Alright. Yeah, this is one spot we don't want to be stingy. Hold this together for you.
How's that looking, Bernie?
That's looking really good.
Looks like she's flowing pretty good. Works. There we go. Yeah, we got a little gap to fill there. There we go. Looks nice, Bernie.
Yeah, it did all right. All right. So the next step is to put all of our pieces back in, and then it's on to level 3. So we've got our third layer installed, and next what we're going to do is take the marker, and now from the bottom side we're going to transfer our first 2 levels onto our third level, and then we're going to go ahead and cut that out, and again bringing it further back. And so let me go here, and I'll make an arrow that we need to cut to the inside of that. Just make sure that all your lines are as good as they can be. We'll follow it, but we'll cut it back slightly so you can get your little plateaus, maybe one on either side, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's see how we did. Drum roll, please.
Not bad.
Hey, look at that.
Not bad.
My famous saying, even a broken clock's right twice a day. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all cut out, and then we'll meet you back here in a few minutes. We got a lot of work done today. We got the rough cut mountain tank taken care of. We've got our tunnel portals installed, and I even showed them how to go ahead and take care of adding onwards and upwards. So like we do in normal Bits and Bob's fashion, we're gonna go ahead and test run some trains. Bob's at the helm, and why don't you give us some action there, Bob? Alright everyone, I hope you had a lot of fun on this episode. I sure did. What about you, Bob?
Hey,
Come
it
here,
was
Bob.
It was
Don't be shy.
really educational. I learned a lot. Oh boy. Alright.
There
I don't
you
like
go.
to be on camera.
Ah, that's fine.
It's usually like 5, 6, 7, 9, 5. So, but yeah, it was great, man. We learned a lot. We got a lot done. 3 hours. That was it. That's all this took us. 3 hours. And the tools we were using, yeah, we're a little slow, but certainly were effective. And Bernie, I have to thank you so much for coming all the way out to Naperville.
Nah, no worries.
And helping out.
All good.
And
You got a really good starting point here, and then, from here, just let your imagination go,
right.
And this goes out to you guys too, is, layout is what you make it, and sometimes the insurmountable task isn't so insurmountable once you get a little bit of help going in the right direction. Listen, I hope this video has helped everybody out. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, and one more little thing. According to YouTube, it seems like 90% of people who are watching my videos are not subscribed. Now, not calling anybody out. I appreciate every new subscriber, but if you're really enjoying the content and you want to get notified of new uploads, feel free to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell of all new episodes being released. And as far as episode number 4 of the Bits and Bobs layout, look for that to come out this weekend, alright? Thanks guys, thanks everyone, and I hope you have a good one. Till next time.
You need a little beat.
Alright. Ooh, it's warm in here. Yeah, now I got a little bit. Yeah, the light's flashing. Why didn't you tell me the light wasn't flashing?
Because I'm an idiot.
No, you don't. I may do a little outtake section at the end of this video. Who knows?